Hello everyone. Good morning. My name is Arun Kumar and I am again in front of you with a new topic in for AZ900 certification, and the topic is what are regions, regional pairs, availability zones and sovereign regions. So these are few terms which are really very important when you go for AZ900 certification, or if you are working in Azure cloud. Understanding these terms become really very, very important. Uh, these are part of one. These are part of one topic called describe Azure physical infrastructure. Okay, so what do I mean by this is that, like, to understand the Azure physical infrastructure, we need to understand these topics. Let me reiterate those topics that we'll be discussing today. Reason, regional pairs, uh, availability zones, and the fourth one is sovereign regions. Okay, these are four things. So let me start. So before jumping into these four things, first of all, you understand data centers. Okay, data centers. Data centers are the basic building block of Azure infrastructure, Azure physical infrastructure. Okay, data centers are place where servers are there in company servers are there in placed in racks. Okay, company servers are there in which data is kept, or in which data is kept, or your application is hosted. There can be, it can be anything. Okay, let me show you how a data center looks like, and then we will proceed further. If you see this image, okay, you see this is, I'm just opening an image of data center. You see this is how data centers looks like. Okay, there are racks. In racks, some hardware components are placed in which our data is stored. Okay, whether it is data or a hosted application, whatever thing is there, all those things are present in data centers. So you can see this is one example of data center. This is how it looks like. So this is a physical thing. Okay, data centers are physical thing. So as I said, data center is the most basic foundation. Okay, let me create a page here, and let me take a pen, and let me talk around this. That data centers is the most basic foundation of Azure physical infrastructure. Okay, data centers. Okay, data centers. Then we have something called availability zones. Okay, then we have something called availability zones availability zones. What is this availability zones? Okay, in availability zone, these data centers are connected. In availability zones, multiple data centers are connected with each other. They might be located at in I mean, suppose we have three data centers. Okay, let me draw a diagram here. This is one data center, this is another data center, this is another data center. Okay, and these three data centers are at same location, maybe in a different building or maybe few meters away, but they are at same location. Okay, they are at same location. Then combining all these things, it forms availability zones. Okay, availability zones. So why in this way your data centers are placed? Because in this availability zone, these data centers are connected with each other. Okay, these data centers are connected with each other to make your hardware resilient. What do I mean by resilient? In case of any failure, suppose this data center fails due to one or the other reason. Okay, we should not lose data, right? Data is crucial. Suppose we have banking data. If my data is stored in this, if my banking data of customer is stored in this data center, of course I will lose the data, right? If some incident happened, like suppose if some fire happens at this location, right? If some fire happens at this location, so what we will do, we will connect what Azure has done. Azure has connected three data centers. Suppose I'm just taking example of three data centers here. Azure has connected these three data centers, which are located at very nearby location, and these are connected with very high network speed. If this fails immediately, my application will not be impacted, and I will immediately be redirected to this data center automatically, and I can start using this data center for my use case. My application will not be down. If this also get impacted, so then this center will be up and running. So this is called nothing but availability zones. Okay, but availability zones, let me show you a diagram. Let me open a diagram and let me show you that which Microsoft has given. You see here, this is one availability zone, okay, in which is a collection of data centers, okay, which is a collection of data centers, and in each availability zone you see multiple data centers are there. Okay, in each availability zone multiple data centers are there. Here also it is writing availability zones are physically separate data centers within an Azure region. Okay, here it is writing they are physically separated data centers. So this availability zone has multiple data centers, is a collection of multiple data centers. Okay, now let me proceed on this diagram only. Now this is one availability zone. Okay, so to protect our data from any kind of incident or disaster like fire or earthquake, what happens? Multiple availability zones are created. Okay, multiple availability zones are created, and these availability zones are located at very nearby location. These are not at very very far away location. Okay, these availability zones are have been created, and each availability zone is a collection of multiple data centers, and all the availability zones are also connected with each other, so that in case of failure of this availability zone, we can another availability zone can be up and running, and we don't lose the uptime of our application, or we don't lose any of our data. Now after this availability zone, we have something called a reason. We have we have something called, after this availability zone, we have something called Azure region. Okay, in one region, there are multiple availability zones, as you can see here. Okay, these availability zones are kept at the dis at little bit of distance, like few kilometers it may be. Okay, each availability zone may be at the distance of few kilometers. Then what, suppose these availability zones are present in Delhi NCR region. What if earthquake comes in Delhi NCR? Okay, then what will happen? This whole Azure region may get down. So to get rid of that, we have something called region pairs. Okay, you see this diagram. We have something called region pairs. Okay, you see this diagram. In region pairs, two Azure region, okay, are connected with each other. Okay, and the distance between both of them is at least 300 miles. Okay, is at least 300 miles. If I talk in kilometers, like 1 kilometer, 1 mile. If I talk in kilometer, 1 mile in kilometer, it is 1.6. It means if I multiply this by 300, okay, 300, I'm getting 402. It means both the Azure regions, okay, in region pairs, two Azure regions are there, and both the Azure regions are separated by at least 500, 482 kilometer. Okay, suppose one Azure region is in Delhi, then another Azure region will be at 5 minimum 500 kilometer away from Delhi. It may be in Banaras or Lucknow or Kanpur or Ranchi. It means at very far location, but the reason will be same. Reason will be same. What do I mean by this is that the countries would be same, like US, India, Europe. In India only, there will be two separate regions, okay, in which my uh, one set of in which my one Azure region will be there, and minimum 500 kilometers away another Azure region will be there. Okay, to safeguard from any kind of disaster, like earthquake happens, whole Delhi disaster happen, like earthquake happens in Delhi NCR region, then the whole data center, whole data center, all of the availability zones will get down. To get rid of that, I need a backup, right? So I have a backup ready. So immediately this fails, I can start using this, the the hardwares of this Azure region, and my application will not get down. Okay. Then we have something called sovereign regions. Okay. As you can see, sovereign regions, let me talk about sovereign regions little bit. Sovereign regions is is for a specific use cases. Like suppose there is some US government needs some data center to store their data, or they need some infrastructure for some of their IT work. Okay, so they don't want it to be exposed to others. They don't want it to get exposed to others. That's why these are these are some of the sovereign regions provided by Microsoft to US government, like US DoD Central, US Gov Virginia, US government, UNA, and more. Okay, you see here it is writing. These regions are physical and logical network isolated instance of Azure for US government agencies and partner. Okay, this is for some specific use cases of government. They don't want their data or their data centers to be exposed to others. So to protect from that, they have a special tie-up with Azure, and Azure provides these regions for them, these IT infrastructures to them. Now again, we have some other regions, other sovereign regions like China East, China North, and more. Okay, you see here it is writing. It is again this region is for Chinese government. Here you see it is writing these regions are available through a unique partnership between Microsoft and 21 Vianet, where Microsoft does not directly maintain the data centers. Okay, here in this case, okay, there is partnership between Microsoft and 21 Vianet, and Microsoft doesn't maintain the data centers. As you know, like China doesn't want to expose their data to any of the world, so there is direct partnership between Azure and this Microsoft and this company 21 Vianet, and Microsoft is not maintaining those data centers. Okay. So these were few important points. These were few really very important points that I wanted to discuss. If I summarize, you see, data centers are the most basic thing. After that we have reason, okay, and reason is made up of one reason is made up of in one reason there are many availability. In one reason there are many availability zones, and then we have region pairs. In region pairs, two regions are paired, and then we have something called sovereign. Then we have something called sovereign regions. Okay, sovereign regions. I hope you are clear with this thing. And data center is the most basic thing. With data centers, availability zones are created. In availability zones, by combining multiple availability zones are present in one region. If you have two regions connected with each other, the another region is at least 482 kilometers from one region, like Delhi. One region, one set of availability zone is in Delhi, and another set of availability zone is in Banaras. They are more than 5 kilometers away. It can be possible. Then that is region pairs, and then we have sovereign regions for some special kind of use case, like for if US government need data center, then my Azure and US government has a special tie-up for a special data center for them. Again, for Chinese government, there is a special tie-up. Okay, so those kind of infrastructure are called sovereign regions. So these were few major points that I wanted to highlight, and understanding this is really very important, because when you provision any of the resources in Azure, you will need to provide the reason there. Then when giving reason, you should know that what you are doing. I hope that this video was helpful for you, and if you find this video helpful, do like, comment, and share this video. If you have anything to ask, you can just comment on the comment box and I will reply whenever I will get time. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope that these videos are helping you to learn Azure. Do remain connected with me. I will complete whole of the AZ 900 certification syllabus. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye. Take care.